Hi, welcome back. This is Gypsy Maggie Rose with the second half of the readings, and I've just dropped half the cards, so if you'll excuse me a second, I'll grab them. Well done. Okay, so we're looking at the Cancerians of the zodiac. Okay, for Cancerians we've got Temperance. This is a very emotional time for Cancerians. It's all very watery, it's all very emotional, it's all my God. But it's also about burning the candle at both ends. This is about understanding time and understanding that time is a tool. And if you pour too much or you use a tool or use it wrongly, it's going to bust. What's happening now, Hans, is that you're trying to push too much into this short space. It's all about time management now. You've got the same amount of minutes, seconds, hours, whatever, as everyone else on the planet. It's about time management. If you look at your whole situation and write down what you do day from day, and this means time spent on the phone chatting, time looking in shops, time playing on Facebook, or do it regularly. How many times are there, hours per day, that you're screaming you don't have time? You do have time, you're using it. What you need to do is use it productively so that you can get the best out of it. So, and also, this is about not taking on everybody's stuff. It's about allowing people to do their own thing. It's about allowing, and I know allowing is hard when it's loved ones and it's family and it's close and you just want to stand them on their feet and you just want to help. You know, sometimes you've got to help yourself before you can do anything for anyone else, and sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is to allow them to help themselves. And that's particularly for Cancerians is an extremely hard thing to do, to bite your tongue, to not write out the check, to not buy this, to not buy this, to not sort out someone's life. It's a really tough call for some of you guys. But you can do it, okay? Because you've got to start looking after number one. You've got to start thinking with the head and not the heart. And I know it's going to be tough, but you can do it. Okay, let's have a look what the Leos of the zodiac are giving us. Leos are at a time in their lives when it's like total indecision. It's like walking in the dark. Leo, you've got to remember the past. You've got to remember times when you were strong, times when you did come through. This isn't about remembering the heartache or remembering how hard something was. It's about remembering that you came through. It's about remembering how you came through. Once you shift that perspective into remembering and walking in, yeah, I did that. Wow. It was tough, but hey, hello, here I am at the other side, doing fine, looking great. This is where you need to go back to, because then everything will start kicking in again from that perspective, from this perspective of having done it, having been there, done that, survived, came through it, like, wow, how great am I? Leos, how great am I exactly at this time, hon? How great are you? It's about accepting that. There's some very tough emotional issues around Leos at the moment. And, you know, emotions are very hard for Leos to deal with, because you'd rather just clean them, put them to one side, do your hair and strut yourself. Darling, there are some emotions that we simply have to come through. It's about living, and life is about emotional stuff. It's about joy, it's about pain, it's about celebration, it's about loss, it's about a huge range of emotions. And I'm feeling now that Leos can be swinging through a huge range of emotions very, very quickly from one extreme to the other. Trust yourself. Trust that you're never alone, and trust that you will always be protected and that you will always be guided, and trust in your deepest heart that you will come through this. And I promise you will, okay? You take care, Hans. Now we come to our Virgos. Virgo's worlds have been a little bit shaky of late. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm changing. What's happening? You're growing up, Hans. Okay. It's really about a time for Virgos. It's like head down, work, 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 work. But however, it's a joy in the work. It's a joy. There's a, yes, look how great I am. Look what I've done. I can do this. It's a satisfaction time. It's a time when there's an enormous amount of satisfaction available for you. So you need to work with that. This is about not getting the job done. It's about getting the job done to the best of your ability and going, wow, look what I've just done. But it's also doing that wow factor. Virgos tend to sometimes put themselves down a little bit, or once they've done something really well, they pick it to pieces and try and figure out, well, I could have done this, I could have done that. It's like, would you get over it? This is about stepping back and giving yourself that pat on the back. How good am I? Look at this great job I've just done. And I don't care if that great job is managing a multi-million-dollar company or washing the dishes. A great job is a great job. And what a lot of Virgos put themselves down when they don't have the big jobs, hun, it's all the little jobs that makes the world go around. Try imagining a world without delivery men, a world without truck drivers, a world without cleaners, a world without cooks, a world without mums. Hello. We're in a mess, and I haven't got a fraction near what most of us think are the small jobs. It's like, just take what it, have a look at what it takes to get someone a meal, a loaf of bread. A farmer. He's got to do all his bit. But before then, it takes someone to produce the fertilizer, someone to get him the seed. This is even before it's in the ground, hun. All these little things are important. The deliveries that deliver the fertilizer and the grain to the farms. The fuel people who, in the servos, who fuel the tankers. People who work on the roads. Then it gets up to the farm. Then it's got to be harvested. Then it's got to get back on the truck. Dump. Long before it gets to a baker, who then does what they have to do. And in that bakery, there's a cleaner who cleans everything and scrubs everything so everything's hygienic. Behind all that, there's an inspector who checks. It's the little things that make the big things go round. It is about, at this time, in taking pride in where you're at, in your own particular space, and going, wow, look how good I am. It's about seeing how your part in this mechanism, this great cogs that move the wheel of life, are in place, okay? Be good to yourselves, son. We couldn't survive singly, not even to produce the loaf of bread. Even if you make it at home, there's half a dozen, probably a dozen people behind it all before it comes to you. Or more. Okay. Now, Libra. Goddess bless Libra. Okay. Emotional balance. Hun, sometimes you just got to make a choice and stick to it. I know that's hard for Librans because it's like you want to please everyone at the moment. But you know, if you please yourself first, then everything else has got an opportunity to fall into place. It's at this moment it doesn't have an opportunity to fall into place because you're just kicking it aside. You're going, yeah, this one. There's choices here and balance, but my feeling is it's all about your emotions. It's all about where you belong emotionally. It's all about what you want in your life. It's about looking at the whole picture and going, this is where my heart lies, and this time is about that. This is where my heart lies. It's about understanding your heart and understanding that you have a right of choice. You have a right to follow your heart. Some Librans get themselves in such a tangle because they're busy trying to please everyone. They end up pleasing no one, and they end up getting hurt and frustrated and angry in the middle. Don't let this happen at this time, because the emotional waves are it's like a big emotional storm that's around you at the moment. But storms can be as cleansing and as clearing as they can be destructive. At this time, you've got the choice in which this emotional flow goes. So it's like, make it positive, make it productive. You know, I know you don't like hurting someone, but at times you've got to stand your ground, because you don't want to hurt yourself either, hun. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. Scorpio. The energy around Scorpio is deliberate at the moment, and deliberate is the only word I can come up with, because Scorpios for the last 3 months have been pushed to limits. This pushing to limits is for one reason. It's for you to understand yourself. It's about self-evaluation. It's about looking at you, looking at the whole picture. It's about making changes to where you need to be and what you need to do, and about having a look at what you need to do to make that happen. But right now, it's no good sitting back and howling for the moon. Nobody's going to hand it to you. However, there are doorways and gateways and pathways that are going to open, and people who are going to give you direction are going to help you along the way. There's a whole lot of hope. There's little tiny bits of hope being rained down here. Small little bits of, wow, if I did this, if I did this. It's a time when you need to be very sure of what you want to let go of and what you want to hang on to. It's also a time of responsibility, and responsibility is very hard when your emotions are shattered. What you need to understand now, Scorpio, is the emotional issues that are coming through keep coming back. They're like that wave on the beach. They keep pounding at the same rock. So many of you are having the same thing over and over and over again. This wave keeps pounding at you. And you were left literally like you've been tossed upon the shore, washed out, drenched, shivering like a wet shag on a rock, going, oh my God, all my stars above, where do I go from here? This is going to hit many of you in different areas, financial areas, emotional areas, your home and family. It's about rescue. There's only one person can rescue at this moment, and that's you. It's about pulling yourself together and rescuing yourself. It's about knowing that, okay, times we get rough tides, but after a rough tide, there's that ebb tide, which is slow and gentle. But it's also about reaching out with both hands and grabbing a direction and hanging in there and just making it happen, just making it work. It's about, the old saying, when things get tough, the tough get going. Hun, this is your time to get the tough going. And nobody can do it like a Scorpio. But also be aware of that famous sting in the Scorpio tail. Do not turn it on yourself, okay? Now, last but not least, bless their cotton socks, we're going to have a look at the Sagittarius. I've got 2 Sagittarius left home to care for themselves. Bless their hearts. They're both capable. They've both got 2 feet and a heartbeat. They can do it, trust me. Okay. Sag, you're looking at like, where's my life going? What's happening? Where's this? Where's that? It's like, yep, you've been hanging around long enough, babe. It's now time to get into the dance of life. It's now time to accept that it's your responsibility to make your life happen. It's your responsibility to make your life work. If you're sitting home alone, then it ain't anybody's fault but yours, and it ain't anybody's choice but yours. This is about getting it together, picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and getting back into the flow of things. This could be as simple as taking up a new direction, a new job, a new activity, or simply making a change in your day-to-day routine. Get out of bed the different side. No, maybe not that. I don't say about getting out of bed the wrong side, but taking a different direction to work, having something different for breakfast, wearing something different. It's about making changes. It's about enhancing. It's about adding something. Look, if you've always wanted to wear red and everyone goes, you look shocking, too bad, too sad. Just do what it needs to make you feel good, to make you feel happy, to make you perk yourself up and move into life. There's a lot of new things coming for Sag in this next 3 months. So it's about, this is your preparation time, hon. This is your time to get everything done and dusted. So it's starting. You're at the starting gate. So now you've got to wait for you don't have to wait to get to the starting gate and get ready for that gun to go off so things can happen. You've got to have done the practice and the leg room and to get ready for it. This is your get ready time. This is have a look what's out there. Have a look what's available. And for goodness sake, stretch yourself. Stretch yourself emotionally. Stretch yourself as far as learning. There's a whole new energy out there. There's a lot of stuff there, but it's like you need to stretch and grab and reach for it. But you've got the energy and the strength right now to do that. Don't sit back being envious of others. Oh, could have, should have. Will change the situation, darling. This is your will and am time. I am, I can, I will do. This is where you're at right now, okay? Well, bless you all, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Take care.